How to ask for a reference letter. Whether you are thinking about switching jobs or applying for a new program, you'll likely need to ask for reference letters. Having been on both sides of that conversation, I can tell you from experience, asking for a recommendation is a lot more awkward than giving one. Well, don't worry. In this video, I share my 3-step process for asking for and receiving recommendation letters you can use for years to come. Stay tuned. Hey, it's Brian Dixon, and you are watching The Advanced Show. Innovative shortcuts and actionable strategies to help you dream bigger, take action, and keep moving forward. Asking for and receiving recommendation letters is an essential part of advancing your career. And when you think about it, it makes sense. Nobody wants to take a risk on you. They want to minimize that risk. And that's really the purpose of recommendation letters. Your future employer wants to know 3 things. Does this person have the skills? Is this someone I can trust? Is this someone other people like? A great recommendation letter answers all 3 of these questions. Here are my 3 tips for receiving recommendation letters you can use for years to come. First, warm up the relationship. Some of your best recommendation letters are going to come from people you haven't worked with in a while. Instead of just reaching out and asking for a recommendation letter, work backwards. Start with the 4th communication. Write your email request and then craft 3 communications to help warm up the relationship. Depending on the situation, these might be face-to-face, communication on social media, or a phone call. I would recommend a blend of the 3 if possible. A first email could simply say, "How are you doing?" A second, "Is there anything I can do to help?" If they say yes, make sure that you follow through. Third, follow the natural progression of the conversation. And then, and only then, on the 4th communication, ask for the recommendation. Simply say, "Hey, I'm wondering if I could get your help on something." Now that the relationship is warm, they will welcome the opportunity to help. Tip 2, provide a template. The really powerful recommendations usually come from someone in a position of authority. And these people are generally really busy. So instead of just vaguely asking for a recommendation letter, provide them with the perfect letter that you would love them to personalize and sign. Most leaders will appreciate the extra effort you have made to make it easy on them. In your request, simply say, "I've included a template to help make it easy for you." Here are a few tips. Write the draft to match the job you are applying for. Include details they may have forgotten, such as job title, dates, and responsibilities. Send the template in an editable format such as Word. That way, they can just change a few words, put it on their letterhead, and send it back to you. If you don't use a template, you may get an awesome recommendation letter that you can't use. I once had a pastor write a great recommendation letter that just wouldn't have been appropriate for the position I was applying for at a public school. Even if they don't use your template, they'll have a better idea of what you are trying to accomplish with the recommendation. And a 3rd tip to use when asking for a recommendation letter is to return the favor. When you do receive a letter of recommendation, don't look at it as the end of the conversation. Instead, realize that relationships last a long time. Thank them personally for writing the letter of recommendation and return the favor. Write them a letter of recommendation. No matter who it is, even someone much further ahead than you in their career, they'll need recommendations. They might be applying for a board of directors position or a new job or even funding for a new venture. They'll likely lean on their network of big shots for a number of their recommendations. But a nice recommendation from a former employee can go a long way. You never know how your recommendation letter might just help them reach their goals. A great place to write the recommendation is on their LinkedIn profile. Not only does this help them out, but it is also publicly displayed on their profile, allowing you to gain more exposure to their professional network. And now for a bonus tip. Share the results of the recommendation letter. They are likely wondering whether or not you got the job. If you did, they'll want to celebrate with you. If you didn't, they'll likely think about other ways that they can help you out. They are now invested in your success. Although it might feel a little embarrassing to tell them that you didn't get the job, the encouragement they give might just be exactly what you need to move forward. Plus, you never know how they'll be able to open doors for you in the future. So what about you? Do you have a tip for receiving recommendation letters? Leave a note in the comments below. For more practical tips and actionable strategies to help you advance your life and work, click here to subscribe to The Advance Show. I'd also love you to become an Advance Insider, my free VIP group where you'll receive new training, info on upcoming workshops, and exclusive downloadable resources. Click this button right here or visit theadvanceshow.com/insider. Thank you for watching The Advance Show, and remember, today is your day to advance. You never know how you're how you doing? Warm up the relationship. Don't put it on my letterhead. I don't want it on my letterhead. Wouldn't have been appropriate for the position I was applying for. I am a computer. It's HD, baby. HD. You want to be a big shot. Got a haircut. Come on, B. Come on, B. Got that positive self-talk. You can do it.